What's up, guys? It's the OC with Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. In today's video, I want to talk about Kellen Moore and what path is he on? Is he on the Lane Kiffin path, or could he still get on the Bill Walsh path? Let's go. All right, guys, listen. Before we get into the content, please don't forget to turn on your bell notification icons and hit the like, share, and subscribe button for the latest and greatest in Cowboy sports and news. Follow Boss Cowboy Sports on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Follow me, the OC100, on Twitter. Now, when we look at Kellen Moore and when we look at his career path, I believe there are nuggets to be gained from understanding the success level first of some college coaches that came to the NFL and what they did and what they did good and bad. So we've had many coaches that came out of college to the NFL ranks that end up not doing so well. And we've had a handful of successful coaches. So we can even talk about the list just a little bit. So Chip Kelly, very successful at Oregon, came to the Philadelphia Eagles, was a great system coach, had a great system, didn't quite work out. Lou Holtz, historically famous coach for Notre Dame, came to the NFL, didn't work out. Nick Saban, arguably the greatest college coach of all time, had multiple stints in the NFL, came, it didn't work out so good for him either. Steve Spurrier, legendary coach for the Florida Gators, came to the NFL, didn't work out so good either. Now, on the flip side of that, we've had some coaches to come from the college ranks and they had a lot of success. Jim Harbaugh has turned around every program he's been a part, including currently where he's coaching the University of Michigan. He came and did a fantastic job at Stanford, got the job for the 49ers, did a great job there. NFC championships, a Super Bowl appearance, did a great job for the 49ers, all right? Also, within that, you've also had, and you can give some credit to him as well, he still coached the football team, Barry Switzer, coached the Cowboys. And a lot of people may say that, hey, he inherited Jimmy Johnson's players, which is true, but I'm giving him credit as a success on this list because he previously came from the college ranks as well. So he also did a great job. John Harbaugh, Jimmy Harbaugh's brother, has done a great job for the Baltimore Ravens. So there's several coaches that has come successfully from the college ranks and did a great job. Even Tom Coughlin won 2 championships with the New York Giants. He came from Boston College, came and did a great job in the organization for the New York Giants, and they won 2 Super Bowls underneath him. But there's a problem in everything that I just mentioned. You guys see the problem? Okay, I'll give it away. Kellen Moore has never coached in college. Kellen Moore has never been a head coach in college. So all the guys that had success had a common denominator. They all were previous head coaches. 1, they all coached at championship level programs. 2, they all were familiar and very good recruiters in dealing with men and people. Number 3, so they saw the value of players. They were intelligent, high IQ coaches. Pete Carroll as well. Came from USC. He had 3 stints. Shout out to Law Nation. Before he had success with the Seattle Seahawks. However, he had experience in a high-profile program with 5-star athletes and explosive players. These were head coaches. So they had experience. They had pedigree. Unfortunately, Kellen Moore, and no shade to him, but this is just the truth. He inherited the offensive coordinator position with the Cowboys in 2019. right after his playing days were over. He played a total of 6 years in the NFL, 3 for the Cowboys, 3 for Detroit. I believe he completed somewhere in the neighborhood of 61 passes in his entire NFL career. And so when you talk about the judgment of Kellen Moore and understanding what can be improved, he should learn from 2 guys that I'm going to mention next. Bill Walsh. Bill Walsh came from Stanford to the 49ers. He created what we know as the West Coast offense. They went on to dominate and tear up the league for many years. But I want to point out something key about Bill Walsh. He created a system, a great system, the West Coast offense, okay? But who did he have in that offense? He had Jerry Rice. He had Johnny Taylor. He had Roger Craig. He had Joe Montana. He had Steve Young. He had Tom Rathman. All those guys that I mentioned are Hall of Famers. Do you know why? Because regardless of his system, he made sure they got the ball. And the best wide receiver on that team, Jerry Rice, he got most of the balls. Irrespective of the system, he got most of the ball. Why? Because he was the best player. Systems are great. Okay? A strategy is phenomenal. But at the end of the day, you have to put the ball into the hands of your best player. And your best players are going to ultimately win games. See, Hall of Famers just don't happen. Hall of Famers are created. Johnny Taylor, Roger Craig. You know why those guys are Hall of Famers? You know why Jerry Rice is a Hall of Famer? Because it was intentionality on the persons that were in control to get them the football, to give them the opportunity to make plays. And so Bill Walsh, even in the midst of his system, targeted the best players. Now, I'll say this. Kellen Moore is young in his career. He still has the opportunity with some side adjustments. I believe he has a good IQ. I believe there's some things that he needs to flush out as it relates to his strategy and his approach. But he has an opportunity, right, to be prolific, to still be legendary as an offensive coordinator, as a great play caller. But he has to make the adjustment, because every coach that I mentioned that had success, and I'm comparing Kellen Moore to college coaches jumping to the NFL because we have no baseline for Kellen Moore coaching, being a head coach, but we know that he is employing a college system, the Boise State system. So thus I compare him to college coaches making the leap from college to the NFL, even though that's not in particular his case. What I do want to say to you is this. All the coaches that had great success, they did something that needs to be done in Dallas. They had a system, but they would target intentionally their best players. 110% of the time, they would do it. So, Hall of Fame legend, Bill Walsh. Now, on the other side of this, let's talk about Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin is currently the head coach at the University of Mississippi, still trying to prove himself. But previous to that, let's talk about something that's really, really interesting when you think about Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin was the offensive coordinator for the USC Trojans from 2005 to 2006. And then he jumped and he got a head coaching position for the Oakland Raiders from 2007 to 2008, which was a complete disaster, okay? So he got a head coaching job right after that in college again with the University of Tennessee. And so that didn't work out. Then he got the head coaching position for 3 years at the USC Trojans from 2010 to 2013. That didn't work out. That didn't quite work out. And so he went on from there to be an assistant at Alabama. And from there, he coached at Florida Atlantic for a few years. So now he got the position and he's trying to prove himself at Ole Miss. So what happened with the failures of Lane Kiffin is what could happen with Kellen Moore is that he didn't have the experience and the maturity to be in some of the roles that he was able to get into. So his talent got him in positions that his experience and his character as a play caller and as a football guy couldn't keep him. I'll say that again. His talent and his smarts got him in positions that his character and his experience in terms of being a good football coach could not keep him in. And so now he is still a head coach now based on his talent, but he's still trying to prove himself in a really tough SEC. And so what could happen if Kellen Moore's not careful and if he doesn't make some slight adjustments is he could find himself on the Lane Kiffin path of being in positions prematurely. And it's quite possible that he could be in the position with the Cowboys just a little bit prematurely. That he goes out, he gets a head coaching job somewhere. I think he needs to bake a little bit. We need to get the cake all the way done. We need the maturity and the experience, and that we need to, use this as a proving ground and as a year to show his moxie and his intelligence and his commitment to win and his commitment to get the ball in the hands of the playmakers versus any great ideal that he may have, which he has a lot. He has a lot of great plays, and I wish him the best. So put your comments on the chat on this, guys. I want to know what you think about this one. Could Kellen Moore get on the Bill Walsh path, or is he on the Lane Kiffin path of almost a little bit of mediocrity and bouncing around? So put your comments in the chat. Let me know how I did in this video. For the latest and greatest in Cowboy sports and news, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe Boss Cowboy Sports on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And follow me, the OC100, on Twitter. Until next time, see you.